Hi everyone. Today is 30 of June, 8:30 of the morning, and I will make new video in which I'm gonna give you news that makes headlines in Russia for this moment. So let's do it. I did already open few sites of media outlets. Traditionally, it's TASS news agency, Коммерсант, Лента.ру, РИА Новости и Взгляд.ру. So let's begin with the TASS. Here we have what? Let's see. President of Russia had some meetings recently, like yesterday and the day before, in he was visiting Tajikistan, if I remember correctly. There was some summit there, and he has a meeting with the leaders of different countries, including former Soviet republics and Iran, and he did make some comments about ongoing processes in the world, including Ukraine, and he said that Russia's main goal of Russian special military operation in Ukraine is to liberate Donbas region and secure Russia's western flank, if I may say. I mean, I'm still quite sure that after Donbass, after Russian forces will liberate Donbass with the militia of Donetsk and Lugansk People's Republics, there will be a third phase of special military operation, and Russia will liberate, and I'm saying liberate because, as everyone should know by now, in Ukraine we have a Nazi regime, and Zelensky is Nazi regime. And I don't give a damn that Zelensky himself is a Jew or whoever he is, man. Who cares, really? He's a puppet of West, and domestically, he's working for Nazis, man. So his regime is a Nazi regime, man. And if you want examples, for God's sake, man, in which decent country, you're gonna see streets named by Nazi collaborators, man? Like in Ukraine, you can see that. You know, no self-respected country will allow anyone to march on the streets with Nazi symbolics, man. But yet again, in Ukraine, you can see that, you know, not just now, but from at least from 2014, when they lost any, when these Nazis lost any opposition, let's say that, because they took power, you know. So I mean, in Kiev and different cities and other cities of Ukraine, you have streets that are named after Bandera man, this Nazi collaborator that was guilty in death of thousands and thousands of people, tens of thousands of people, you know. So, you know, of course they are fucking Nazis, man, and Ukraine must be liberated from them, from Nazi bastards, man. That's it. So I'm quite sure, and I was predicting that for many years, that if West will eventually provoke Russia to openly be involved in Ukraine, then after liberation of Donbass, Russia will liberate at least Kharkov. That's the second largest city in Ukraine. Russia will liberate Dnipropetrovsk, Zaporozhye, and Odessa, and will gain a land bridge to Pridnestrovia. And that's gonna happen, man. That will happen. I'm quite sure about that. I don't know about Kiev because Kiev is still capital of the Ukraine, but for now, I mean, Ukraine as a state don't really exist, so Russia may liberate Kiev as well. Western parts of Ukraine is a different story, because Lvov and surrounding areas may end up under Polish control. Zakarpattia may end up under Hungarian control, because there are ethnic Hungarians living there. And even Romania may take some parts of Ukraine, because as I said, Ukrainian state exists only on paper, man, not in reality. This is a territory that are controlled for now by Nazis, who themselves are controlled by Washington and London, mainly. So yes, for now, Putin is saying that main goal is to liberate Donbass, but after that, next phase of Russian special military operation will, in my understanding, will definitely include in it in itself to liberate all of the south and east parts of Ukraine, from Kharkov to Odessa, and then Pridnestrovia, land, entire Black Sea coast, and Russia will establish land bridge to Pridnestrovia, a breakaway region of Moldova. This is gonna happen, man. Maybe before end of this year. So let's see, let's see. When it comes to Ukraine, there are some big developments. The Russian forces and militias of Lugansk People's Republic did liberate city of Privolne. They took they almost took half of the Lysychansk, and probably in few days time entire Lugansk People's Republic will be liberated entirely. For now, Russia and Lugansk militia control 98-99% of territory of the oblasts of the republic. So it will not take too long that to liberate republic entirely. What kind of news we can see here? Zelensky says that he will denounce relations, diplomatic relationship with Syria after Damascus decided to recognize independence of Donetsk and Lugansk People's Republics. I mean, I'm quite sure Damascus don't give a damn about Zelensky and what he has to say. So, that's it, man. Here we have news that Britain. I mean, let's see, man. This is crazy, though. London will provide Ukraine with additional $1.2 billion, man. This is crazy, though. You know, these bloodthirsty animals, man. Will don't stop before anyone is left in Ukraine that willing to fight, man. And everyone, should understand that all this money and weapons that are given to Zelensky's Nazi regime is killing more and more Ukrainians. And this more and more destruction is done to Ukraine. If Western leaders were good human beings, man, they will try to persuade Zelensky to start peace negotiations, man, to stop this conflict. But they don't do it. And they're provoking Ukraine. They're pushing Zelensky's regime to continue this senseless fight that destroying Ukraine. And yet again, I mean, in Britain, I'm surprised that there are no protests in London streets, man, because they have highest inflation for decades, man. People start to struggle there, with daily lives. And this time, British government throws away billions of pounds, man, This is crazy, though, but it is what it is. Let's see what news makes headlines on Kommersant. I mean, it's nothing too nothing too important, let's say. Mm, I mean, there are not much to comment, man, because you know, not much is really happening in the world. But I would like to say a few words about recent summit of EU G7 countries and that took place in Germany, if I'm correct, and NATO summit in that taking place right now in Spain. You know what? There was some. I mean, these Western leaders did make some announcement. You know, like on announcements, they try to look tough, but you know what I see? I see that Western world is crumbling, man. You know, and Western world is afraid. Western leaders are afraid. They are scared, man, and it seems like entire Western world is isolated because of this kind of sick elites that they have in West. Entire West is isolating from rest of the world, man, because they're making decisions that no one does give a damn about in real world, man. Like to do some price caps on Russian oil, and not just Russian oil, but on oil in general. I mean, this is laughing stock, man. They are laughable, you know. Uh, then these so-called Western leaders were bragging about banning exports of Russian gold in Western world. Yet again, I mean, you know, this is laughable because I mean, you don't want to buy it, don't buy it, man. I mean, no one cares really, you know. And then this, they say that Ukraine. I mean, there was some information that some of these so-called representatives of Western elites were saying that war in Ukraine gonna finish with the Ukrainian victory. I mean, in what reality they live, man? I mean, they lost touch with reality because I mean they really sound crazy though. They really sound like some people that need some medical attention, you know, at least. I mean, I do understand that they don't have proper education and they are stupid naturally, yeah, because they really are stupid, man. It only takes to watch few the uh, statements and you will understand these guys are dumb, man. So you know that's that's an interesting point in my understanding, because I mean it looks like world is tired, man. World is tired, and we are approaching moment when the rest of the world will say to the EU countries and the US to just fuck off, you know, to fuck off, man, you know, because you know world is tired, man. That these Western elites only what making too much destruction, man, for billions and billions of people, and I mean, look at India, man. I mean, they're almost openly saying right now to Western world to just fuck themselves, you know. China is, I mean, doing so even longer. In Russia, we will never give a damn about West, man. Me personally, at least. Latin America, they hate West. They just hate Western world because they were colonized by West, and most of the Latin American countries still are colonies of the Washington, man. They like it or not, but it is what it is. You know. So of course they want to be free, man, and of course they are tired of Western or U.S. involvement in the domestic affairs. If you take Africa, man, I mean, in Africa, Western world was never popular because they see Western world as occupiers and imperialists. As a Soviet Union and Russia always was seen as friends and liberators, man. Because most of the African countries gained independence with heavy support of Soviet Union. Let's don't forget that. You know. So yeah, it seems like Western world is scared, man, because they losing domination, man. And their decisions are more and more detached from reality, and that's that this will have some consequences, man, for world and for the West, but mainly for the Western world, because God knows what this scared bastard's gonna do, man. As I said, I mean, most of the economies of the Western countries are shaking. It's high inflation. Some goods are taken off from shelves, man. I mean, there's some deficits of goods, and many people are struggling with daily lives, and when this is happening, same time these Western elites are spending billions and billions on a war against Russia. Let's say how it is, man. They fighting with Russia, man. They don't want to put their soldiers there, but they do. They will continue to support Zelensky's Nazi regime to the end, man. Before last standing Nazi in Ukraine, Yeah, xenophobes, man. I mean, Russophobes, xenophobes. They are Nazis, man. Obviously. So fuck him all, this is it for now. I was thinking about this stuff yesterday, man, because when I was reading news about some G7 summit, what kind of news was coming out from this summit, what kind of statements were made. Then we had this NATO summit, and I mean, it really does look that they are scared, man. They are scared, and they maybe even don't they may don't even understand that they're pushing Western world towards us isolation from bigger world, man, from rest of the world. And no, if you read news from Latin America, if you see how people they feel there in Latin America, in Asia, in Africa, I mean, it looks like world is fed up, man, with West. I mean, really though. And it's understandable, absolutely. So this is it for today. If you like this video, please consider to subscribe and push the like button, and share this video on your social network. You know. Anyway, thank you for your time. Bye for now. Take care.